Welcome to What's on My Bookshelf with Jill. That's me, I'm Jill, your host and proprietor of the things on my bookshelf. This will be a weekly, well, really the time frame is TBD, video series where I will bring you what's on my bookshelf. It could be books, it could not be books. Stay tuned to find out. This week, off my bookshelf, or on my bookshelf? This is what's on my bookshelf. I have just taken it off the bookshelf. So, this book I own, Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh, who is the CEO of Zappos, which I will confirm because I don't know if that currently stands. Also, it's a signed copy. Look at that. I will also be looking to see if this is worth anything. It is probably not. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not trying to diminish the worth of Tony Hsieh. And not like I don't mean like a monetary worth, but like who he, like his worth as a person, like his signature. I am not trying to say that it's worthless. I don't know him. He could be worthless. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Hope he never sees this though, because he's probably not going to want to meet me. But anyway, so I had seen him speak a couple of years ago here in Austin, and that must be where I got this signed copy from. And there is a list of top 10 reasons on the back of why you should read this book. And I don't care about any of them. This is funny. The number one reason: you ran out of wood for your fireplace. This book makes an excellent fire starter. Maybe I should read it. That's kind of funny if that's the cheekiness in the rest of the book. So it's obviously for, it's for anybody, I suppose, but particularly marketed to business owners, of which I was one, and I guess currently still am. So the other item off my bookshelf in relation to this, sort of, is that I used to own a business called Stick With It Co. I need to be clear about whether or not I still do, because the website is still up, but I'm not selling any product, and generally I don't think about it. But the product was pre-printed affirmations on sticky notes. I'll zoom in there. And I just have this. This also sits on the bookshelf. It's just a fake plant, and I used to use this as a display item when I would go to markets and do markets for Stick With It. So the product was pre-printed affirmations and sticky notes with a variety of categories, from self-love, health, entrepreneurship, marriage, kids, students, teaching, divorce, prenatal, parents. I think that's it. I don't know how many I said. Anyway, so there was a point in time in when this book would have been helpful to read, I suppose, but we're not doing the business anymore. So I will read a paragraph. Chapter 4, Concentrate Your Position. Figuring things out. The next 2 years were stressful at Zappos. We were just focused on survival. We knew we had no choice but to succeed. We went through a recession, the dot-com stock market crash, and 9/11, which has just been commemorated this past Friday. Odd to be on the paragraph that talks about it. At every turn, it felt like the universe was testing our commitment and our passion. We knew we couldn't raise any funding externally, although it went against our investment strategy. Since I was now personally working full-time at Zappos, Alfred and I decided to invest some more money from the Venture Frogs Fund, but eventually we had used up what little money was left in the fund. So interesting. I might thumb through this a little bit just to check the story. I never pursued funding. I never Stick With It. It just wasn't in the cards for me, but I think it served a great purpose for the people who did discover it. It served an incredible purpose in my life and had an amazing return on investment, if we want to use business jargon. The ROI was top notch for me personally on owning a business. And I think there was a lot of return on investment for folks who bought them, who were gifted the packages, and it was something that I very much do treasure in my life. But a business person, it's not for me. And that's okay. I tried, discovered. So I think I'm definitely gonna keep this one and maybe thumb through it a little bit. Just curious. People's stories are always really interesting. And we'll leave it at that. So thank you for being here. I need better closing lines and the opening, because I have the intro and the outro, but maybe I should scrap that. I don't know. Time is up now. Goodbye. Thanks for joining me on this episode of What's on My Bookshelf with Jill. Read you next time. Get it? Read you, like see you next time, but read, because we're talking about books. Okay, bye.